Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So I just finished, I know it's been like a month and it's taken me a while, but I just finished, oh, what was it called? Why did I just forget the book? That's ridiculous. Where's the thing? Because this is the new book I'm gonna be reading. Where's the... That's the first one. Where's the Diabolical Miss Hyde by Viola Carr. That's the book I just finished reading. It was a very good book. It's like a steampunk fantasy book. It was actually really good. There is kind of like a slight murder mystery type of feel to it, but it was a really good book. The characters, it was very well written, especially because, it's kind of like, like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type thing. So, like, there's the main character, Eliza Jekyll, who obviously, Jekyll, Hyde, I'm trying to not, like, give too much away, um, but, um, the fact that like it's one person kind of split into two with like two different personalities, it was very well done. And like just the way that the author wrote the character and everything about the character was just extremely well done in my opinion. And I feel like it is also, I mean, I'm not an author, so I don't know these things, but I feel like that would be something that would be, it's like a difficult thing for, it would be kind of like a difficult thing to write for most authors. Um, so it was great. I'm not a huge, like, murder mystery reader, um, but this book had me hooked. Now, the whole reason I even bought the book, because it's a 3-book series, I only have the first two. Unfortunately, I'm going to be ordering the third because I liked the first one. The second one is called The Devious Dr. Jekyll. Now, the whole reason I even bought these two books, before I found out that there was a third, was because it was steampunk. I don't ever see, now, you guys might know of more steampunk books than I do, but I have a hard time finding steampunk fantasy books or anything steampunk, really. I mean, I'm sure if you go on like Wattpad or something, there's probably something there. But I don't really go on Wattpad anymore, so that was years ago. Um, but I like what made me buy them was the fact that they were steampunk, and I was like, oh yes, because like I do have like one other book that's steampunk, and I don't remember what it is, but I absolutely loved it, fell in love with it. Had such a hard time finding steampunk books. I'm sure there's some on Amazon. I just have to do some research, I guess. Um, but this is the second book in the series that I'll be reading. It did take me a month to read the first one, and that's because I got in a huge reader slump. I had read, I don't know, maybe the first chapter, got into a slump, stopped reading for a few weeks, and just a couple days ago picked the book back up, read it, fell in love with it, and I was like, okay, I can't wait to read the second book. I will be ordering the third. I gotta go on Amazon and find it. But totally 5 stars. I rate this one 5 stars. I really enjoyed reading, well, the first one, not this one specifically. I'm sure this one will be roughly about the same. But I definitely recommend this series. I've only read the first one, but I mean, with the way the first one was written, I feel like these, the second one and possibly the third one, are going to be the same. Um, but Oh, interesting. Sorry, I was reading the back. And there seems to be some, like, good stuff going on in here. Um, but yeah, 5 stars. Characters were great. Um, there were characters I didn't like, and that was because the author wanted to make sure you didn't like them. There was a twist in the first book. I'm not going to say what it was because what it is. I'm not even going to hint at it because it's a huge freaking twist. um, but there was I did feel bad for some characters, and I'm still kind of curious about one because the way that the first book was written, like there was a case that Eliza did that helped kind of make her career, because she is like a what's her title really? Well, she's a doctor, mostly for crime scenes, whatever they're called, just like a medical examiner. She's a doctor. Um, and so before the first book, there was a case that she did that helped make her career. But there's something between her and the guy that did the murdering, I guess, in that case that you know nothing about because there's no book about it, which I feel like, I don't know, maybe should have, because I'm kind of curious as to see, like how why they interact the way they do. Um Also, it's just it's crazy because like it's like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Dr. excuse me, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So there's like, two people, one body kind of thing. And like they're complete opposites, of course. And it's just like they both want different things, and it's hard for them to have some things because they are two people in one body. So I'm kind of curious to see how that's gonna play out in the series. I think this is only gonna be a 3-book series because I believe when I looked it up, because I wanted to make sure that I just read the first book, because I was like, oh well, maybe the other book that I have is actually supposed to be the first book, and I misunderstood because again of that murderer from that case that made her career that we know nothing about. I was like, maybe it's mentioned in the other book I have. Found out it's a 3-book series. I did indeed read the first one correct. Um, and this is indeed the second book. There is a third book, but the third book was put out in, I want to say it was like 2018. So unless she's still working on one, I think this might just be a trilogy. Which would suck because there's so much she could do with this, I feel. I mean, I don't know how the second or third books progressed, but I just feel like there's so much going on that she could make another book. She could even make a book that is for before, before the first book, kind of explain the case that made Eliza's career, because again, I am curious about that. And I feel like if any of you guys read the book, you guys will be curious because it's like, huh? Like, you're not making sense. Like, from what Eliza is like, and then for this. So, need some backstory. I mean, if the author was to do something like that, I would buy it. I'm sure anyone else who's read the series has probably felt the same way, or thought the same thoughts, or think the same thoughts, and would like, like a prologue book. Like how some authors do that. So yeah, definitely recommend this book. And the reason it's like, steampunk is kind of like fantasy in a way, but another reason that this is also like fantasy is because it does mention like, like fairies and the fae and stuff like that. So very interesting, but there's also a lot of science involved, which I'm not huge on science books, but this is steampunk, and this series has got it going right now. So I'm gonna try to order the third book. Hopefully it'll be here soon, because I am out of my reading slump. But alright, that's it for today. I'm also thinking about doing another book order, which I really need to not, but I've been really debating it for a week. I want to do another book haul, but we will see. I really shouldn't because I have so many books that I still need to read, and my bookshelves are running out of room with the books that I actually have here, not including the ones I have in storage. If I had the ones here that were in storage, I would have no space for anything. So yeah, definitely check out the series by Viola Carr. Whoops, there we go. The Jekyll and Hyde series, I guess is what they're called. I don't really know, but they are really good. If you're interested in steampunk or anything like that, definitely check out this series. I highly recommend them. They came out in the first and second book actually came out in both came out in 2015 if I remember what I saw correctly, which I think says something because like I mean to put 2 books out in 1 year, she was busy, and then she waited 3 years to put out the third book. So I mean it's 2021. It's been 3 years since the third book, so maybe she'll put out a fourth. I'm gonna go look on her website and find out because I want this series. But alright, y'all, stay safe out there. If you want, please check out the series. I highly recommend it. And I will be doing a review on the Devious Dr. Jekyll hopefully soon. I'm not going to make a promise about it because who knows if the reading slump will return. Hopefully not. But alright, y'all have a great night and stay safe out there. Bye.